Namaste. Beauty SaaS is a term which is very well known in the fashion industry. But what about automating the entire ecosystem? And what about looking at it in a very lucrative manner? And what about looking at it in a very futuristic way? Here is a platform, Tapgro, which is doing all this real time. And we have Aparna Singh, founder of Tapgro, to talk about this ecosystem of beauty management and how Tapgro is helping the ecosystem grow further. Aparna, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I have a few questions for you, Aparna.
Yeah.
First of all, what is the scope for beauty SaaS? Because when we say SaaS, it is more of a tech term. So,
Yeah.
we've seen healthcare SaaS, we've seen fintech SaaS, we've seen
Yeah.
SaaS in many forms. In that case, what is beauty SaaS? How would you like to define the scope of beauty SaaS in India specifically?
Yeah. So, basically, if you see beauty, SaaS is no term, right? SaaS is a term which clearly states that it is a software as a service, right? So we do have different SaaS platforms in the beauty industry today as well, right? But what exactly we define ourselves to be in a beauty SaaS domain is like we want to be someone who is in the hands of everyone, right? So, very simply, SaaS, right? It's a term which consists of two very strong words. One is beauty, one is SaaS, right? So, SaaS is everybody knows that it is software as a service, right? So, we do have SaaS platforms in different domains and industries. When it comes to beauty SaaS, beauty clearly defines the industry, right? So, it is a SaaS platform for beauty industry. Now, coming to the question that why Tapgrow and what Tapgrow is exactly looking at in this particular domain is very simple that we want to create an application, which actually goes to the hands of every individual in this industry. Maybe that person is earning some amount, or if that person is earning a bigger amount, doesn't matter. Secondly, the awareness. So till today, like we think that the world is so digitized, but still today, I have my personal experiences because I have gone myself to do the surveys, right? I have done personally maybe 100 to 200 surveys, right? And I was very shocked to see that till today people are working on paper pen. They are still working on notebooks, they are still working on Excel sheets. So the reason is very simple that they still think that they don't have that enough infrastructure to adopt to the technology. It doesn't reflect that they don't have that intent. They have an intent to have the technology within hands, but they don't have that infrastructure to do that. That's why currently they are not getting digitized and adopting to the current things. So with that, we have come up with one solution, which is like we are giving everything in an application. So there are a lot of softwares, there are a lot of web versions of beauty SaaS softwares. But what we are focusing is very very simple. That first of all, it everything has to come on an application, because phone एक ऐसी चीज है जो सबको चलाना आता है, ठीक है? एंड उसमें नो इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर इज नीडेड, right? So first of all, the infrastructure problem is solved. Like you don't have to have a laptop, you don't have to have a desktop system, and sometimes you have to keep a person also to operate it, right? Obviously हर तरीके का salon owner होता है, right? Some people, they are having a good setup, so they can afford a team, or they can afford certain kinds of infrastructures. But even individuals are doing, right? They are also doing good. So they cannot sometimes afford, or maybe they don't want to spend on that, maybe that much on that infrastructure, because they think कि मैनेज ही तो करना है, तो खुद से कर लेंगे, right? So that is one major challenge which we saw and we thought that has to be solved, right? And second was that there are certain things which they have to manage in their everyday life, right? तो एक सॉफ्टवेयर क्यों यूज करेगा कोई, राइट? तो एक सॉफ्टवेयर को इसलिए यूज करेगा कि एक तो उसको ऑब्वियसली उससे कुछ ग्रोथ चाहिए, राइट? People only adopt to something when they see that they are getting some growth out of it, right? Maybe it is in terms of revenue, it is in terms of clients, or it is in terms of visibility, right? Any of the three. apart from that that person wants that कुछ उसकी जो everyday life problems हैं वो solve होनी चाहिए, right? Then only you purchase something. अब वो everyday life problems जो हैं they may or may not be related to the previous three things I just said, ठीक है? But ये है कि जैसे even we also run a company, right? So we also have certain tools जो मे बी शायद आपके लॉन्ग रन ग्रोथ के लिए या कुछ नंबर्स के लिए नहीं होते, बट दे आर फॉर योर एवरीडे एक्टिविटीज, ठीक है? So that's what the idea is. We give an application in the hands of everyone, whether it is a small beauty parlor or it is a luxury salon, everybody, right? Because that makes it very very easy for them to operate. We want them to get their everyday life sorted for their everyday course, and obviously we want them to grow, right, in terms of revenue and everything. So that's what the whole idea is. And next maybe we can move on, when you'll be asking me very descriptively that what differently we are doing, so that I'll be briefing then.
Yeah, I'm coming to that now.
Yeah.
And in your opinion, how large is this ecosystem in India? Because, everywhere we see there is a beauty parlor. At least in a
Yes.
colony, we see at least 4 or 5 beauty parlors quite easily run by women
Yeah.
entrepreneurs. So, how
Yes.
large is this ecosystem according to you in India?
Okay. So see, a very simple answer to this. So as per the studies, right? So there are 60 lakh salons. The only salons I'm saying, and it is a very, upper se study, because you actually cannot go and count the beauty parlors, right? So if you see, there is a scope of more than 1 CR, right? More than 1 CR businesses are operating in this industry currently, right? Because see, if you see, you live in a locality, you will surely find 2 to 3 beauty parlors and 2 to 3 salons very easily, whichever locality you live in, because it's kind of a need. This industry is kind of a need of the humans, right? So this industry has to exist where the people exist. Very simple. ठीक है? तो scope, if you talk about, there is a huge scope, because if you see, out of those 1 CR people, only 20% are actually adopting and digitizing. Still 80% people are in that bracket where maybe they are not able to, or they don't want to, or maybe they are not exactly getting to that point where they understand that why it is important to get digitized. So scope is actually like too much. Like it actually depends that how much you are able to cater to that market, and that's what we want to come and cater, like that untapped market.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
quite good to know. And
Yeah.
when it comes to Tapgro, so how customized your solutions would be for a small beauty parlor against a chain of beauty parlors?
Right. So see, we have made sure that our application, caters to everybody in this industry. When it starts from an individual, then it can, be adapted by a beauty parlor. It can be adapted by a salon. It can be adapted by, a chain of salons. Now, how we have done that? We have done that in a way that we have made certain modules which everybody will be using, and there are certain modules which maybe an individual thinks is very very important, and on the other hand it is important for a chain of salons, right? So the tool is very very versatile in that case. So if you are an individual, Tabgro is best for you. If you are a chain of salons, it is there for you. If you're a salon, if you're a beauty parlor, because we have tried and make everything in that one application. ठीक है? So we want that if somebody comes on Tabgro from the beauty industry, it should be the go-to app for them. And that will only happen when we cater to everything they can see and understand that is needed by them. And honestly, a need of a beauty parlor is very different from that of an individual and very different from that of a salon. Right. So we have made such an application where whoever comes to the platform feels that, it is the best suited for them.
Okay, that's quite good
Yeah.
to know. And
Yeah.
finally, one last question, Aparna. So, in
Yeah.
your
Yeah. Sure.
opinion, what is the growth prospects of the beauty ecosystem, beauty management ecosystem in India? And how can Tab co-evolve with the ecosystem?
Okay. So see, as I told you, the ecosystem number is really big. Okay? And post COVID, made these industries have taken a huge leap, right? Because people have started again coming out of their this thing. you know, after the out of their comfort zones, and they have started understanding the importance of online digitization marketing, you know. पहले क्या होता था, people were still, you know, in their basic basic course and basic lines of how they were working. But COVID actually taught people a lot different. Now everybody wants and knows how to do online payment, right? Just an example. So people have actually adopted to, you know, online stuff too much. They have actually become digitized and they understand the importance of it. So actually this is the best time when, you know, we can go to people and help them in understanding that they have that knowledge. This I can tell you from my personal experience, that these people understand the power of digitization. It's just that you need to, you know, get to their roots and actually tell them that how they have to do it, right? So that is not a problem at all. So when the ecosystem is big, they have that mindset. It's just that you have to go and tell them that this problem gets solved like this. Okay. And as I told you that Tapgro has to and wants to cater every part of it, and that's what we are doing. Our application has all the modules which maybe this industry wants, right? What exclusively we will be doing is the marketing part, which I feel personally is very important whenever you run in any organization. Doesn't matter, right? Your marketing is one thing which takes you up, right? Your technology and your marketing are the two things which actually take you up. So technology and marketing, we are trying to give them both in that application. So even if you're an individual, you don't need to have a proper team of, you know, developing something, or maybe, you know, a marketing team for you. Even if you are the owner, you are the one who's running everything, you can rely on the application for all your technical needs, for all your data management, or for any everyday core, and specifically for the marketing purpose. Right, that is a major problem I feel. Because see, big salons, big chain salons still have their marketing teams intact. So they can they have people to look up to, right, for any kind of marketing they want to do. But still the individuals are struggling, and that is why these individuals are not able to come up, because they're not able to make their place in the market accordingly. So that's what we want, that there is no dependency. You know, they can market themselves within through the app itself, and so that it becomes very easy for them. And when they'll start doing this, they will themselves understand the, you know, importance of growing and digitization, and that's how, you know, the ecosystem is going to grow.
That's quite a lot of information, Aparna, and it's really so exciting to know that a
Yeah,
separate segment has been there, which has been silently creating a lot of buzz around in India,
yeah.
and we haven't known anything about it. And but
You'll be
for
soon knowing
women
it about
entrepreneurs like
we are launching in February, so very soon everybody is going to know about it. So yeah.
absolutely, and it will be a delight to see you all grow, to see the entire ecosystem evolve into something new in the coming
Yeah.
years. All the best for
Yeah,
all your
sure.
future endeavors, and we are hoping to host you again soon.
Thank you so much. It was very nice.
Thank you.